Hello everybody, my name is Geko, and today we are playing some more Territorial.io, more 1v1 challenges today to try to move our way up the leaderboards. We're going to go ahead and just get right on into it, so here we go. As always, I'll be explaining my decisions so that any new viewers can benefit as best as possible. Right now I'm looking for the center area, mostly open space, but I'm probably going to go right about here. And that guy went there, okay great. So we're going down to about a 35% attack. And then I'm expanding. I'm watching my tick bar up here. You got your balance, and there's white bars on either side. I'm expanding about the halfway mark because when it hits the final 10th tick, you get your income. And I'm trying to finish expanding by the time that we hit that last tick because your income is based off of how many pixels you have in control. And we have a good amount of space to grow into. Oh, that last one was a little bit late. I'm going to go ahead and expand one more time. I probably shouldn't have spent that many points on an expansion, but that's alright. We're down to a 10% attack now, and we're waiting for about 55 seconds before we start expanding. As you can see, our opponent is already in first place above us, but we have a lot more points than they do. So now we're at 55 seconds. I'm going to go ahead and start expanding into bots. Looking for weaker bots and ones that we share a lot of surface area with. The more surface area you have on them, the easier it'll be to kill them. It does look like this guy's coming right at me, which makes me think he wants to fight right away. And we have pushed off into the lead now without a whole lot of effort. I should start being a little bit more aggressive towards bots. I'm going to want to make sure I cut him off just fine. If we can get around him up here, then we should be able to block him off pretty darn well. That's pretty good so far. We still have more points than he does, and we're cutting him off pretty darn good right now. He is not too far away in points right now, so I'm not going to start attacking him just yet. Go ahead and send a ship down to Italy over here. And he does have some more points than us right now, but I'm not too worried about it because we do have significantly more land than he does. He is starting to attack me, but of course attacks will take twice as many points as it costs for me to defend myself, so I'm not too worried about it. He is spending too many points. I'm going to go ahead and start pushing back on him. Raise my attack up a bit. And then similar to our tick bar up here, we're waiting until the last moment to expand into him. So not only do we take the land from him, but we also get the income bonus. And he saw that it was over. He did leave the game, so I wasn't able to give him a handshake to show him respect, but that does push us up to 142.7 points. Boy, it's a little bit higher than our Nimbus being at. That's great. And let's go ahead and jump on in and do a second one here. If you're still watching, make sure that you hit the like button. The more likes I see on a video, the more I know that that's the kind of content I should be creating, and it really helps out the channel. Alright, let's go ahead and jump into another one here. And we're off. We're going up against Tommy, who's at 70.6 points. Again, we're looking in about the center. The more center that you can be, the better, so that you can expand in all directions. He's setting his piece right there. I am inclined to set my piece right here in between these two bots so that I can expand into this area as well as this area. We're going to go down to about a 35% and attack and expand at about the halfway mark. And we're just going to expand like we normally would. He does not look like he got the best of positions there, right up against that little river there. I don't know if that was his plan or what, but I would not have chosen that spot. It looks like he's kind of doing a zigzag across the river. Interesting. That's definitely not going to be very efficient because as your boats travel across water, even a small couple of pixels of water, you do lose out on some troops throughout the journey. I'm going to go ahead and reinforce my attack so I can get this last little bit here before we get closed off. I'm watching my attack bar up here too to make sure that we don't run out of points before we get closed off here. And that was pretty good. And we're almost at 55 seconds, so I'm going to go ahead and start pushing on into bots now. Remembering to keep my eyes out for lower point bots as well as ones that we share a large surface area of a border with. We're already almost double that of what Tommy is, and I would like to attack him, but it's still a little bit early to do that, so I'm going to hold off for now. Oops, I attacked the same bot twice. That was kind of a waste of points, honestly. And we do want to continuously work on cutting him off if at all possible, just to make sure that he can't get around and give us the slip. And since I have significantly more points than he does, I'm totally okay spending a little bit more to make sure that we get him cut off. Oh, he is getting a bit north there, so we're going to definitely focus on that, as well as make sure that we're keeping our eyes out for weaker bots. He does have more points than me right now, so I'm going to go ahead and hold off on my attacks and let my interest raise me up, since I'm in a much better position than he is. He basically full-on attacked me. He didn't all in, but he sent like 80% of his points, so we'll go ahead and just take him out now. We'll have no problem with that. We'll go ahead and give him a handshake as well before he leaves. And he already left before I could even do that. So definitely he chose a bad location there. It's not a smart idea to send a ship even just across these couple pixels here. I'll bet the reason he was doing that was because when you send a ship, it will expand into territory based on where the ship lands, even if you already have land there as well. And that can be a good tactic to use to get strategical points of land, but in this kind of gameplay, it's definitely not a smart idea, at least not in the very beginning. But that's going to be another win for us, which brings us to 144.1 points. Definitely every episode we do, we move up just a little bit more. These games have gone a little bit quick, so let's go ahead and play another one. Maybe we can get a little bit more of a challenging opponent and be able to test our skills out. And we're now going up against some name I don't know how to pronounce that has 66 points. And he chose a pretty good location there. In response to that, I would probably go up here. I would like to get closer to him, but I don't see any good options, so I am going to go ahead and go like right here. Maybe down a little bit more. Go to about a 35% attack power as always, and expand. And hopefully we don't get closed off by these bots too quickly. Our opponent is expanding slower than we are, so he is saving up his points, but I think we have enough distance on us that my expansion will work just fine for us. If we were closer to him, then I may want to be more conservative as well. But I think we got some good distance to work with here. And we're not too far away from getting closed off already. Go ahead and set it a little bit early to hopefully make this squeeze up here. Ooh, look at that squeeze there. Get out, get out, get out. Nah, bummer. That's all right. Saves us some points anyways. Looking for weak bots. We're not quite at 55 seconds into the game, so I'm just kind of attacking one. And I guess he decided that I was growing too quickly or something because he left the game. That's kind of strange because he definitely had a fighting chance there. Maybe there was an accidental disconnection or something, but free wins, I'll take it, no problem. That does bring us up to 145.3 points on the ELL score, which is just wonderful. Let's go ahead and play another one because these games are going fast enough. Maybe we could even get 5 or 6 rounds in today on this video. Normally I shoot for at least 3 a video. Usually they last a little bit longer. So, all right, and we're in it again, going up against nobody. Boy, there's definitely a lot of cluster of bots going on here. I would say I'd probably like to go right about here, just because of the way that the bots are, but it might be better to go down here. I'm going to go ahead and go here since he went there and get a little bit closer to him. Go to 35%. And expand like I normally would. They expanded really quickly, so with a lot of points. So they're going to be going for a faster expansion, but at the expense of more points, which is also okay with me. Because we're a little bit smaller than him, but you can see that we're already at the point where we have easily 3 or 4 times as many points as him. That, of course, can change real quickly, but I'm feeling pretty good about this so far. And also our positioning is allowing us to at least expand into this open area over here. Doesn't look like we'll make the squeeze there. I'm going to go ahead and expand once more just a little bit early to make sure I get as much of this land as I possibly can. And, oh boy, I'm going to go ahead and... I may not have wanted to waste that many points, but we got the squeeze there, which is good by me. I'm going to go ahead and start moving in on a couple bots. I'm using way too much attack power. Although, luckily, we do have a pretty decent lead so far, so... Got good surface area on bot 720, so that was a good attack there, even though we didn't flush him out. And our opponent is very large right now, but does not have the points, so I'm definitely going to be pushing in right away. And I'm going to push in again on him. He was too hasty with his points, and I have enough to spare, so I did a good bunch of attacks on him, and now I'm going to go ahead and focus on bots again. As long as we play it smart, he will not have the ability to recover. We are over 1.5 minutes in, so I should be a little bit more aggressive with bots. Always looking out for weaker bots. He is struggling to keep the same amount of points that we have right now, so we're going to have no problem there. Bot 25 is pretty weak for their size. And we're just going to keep trucking along with these bots here. I think that we've damaged him enough that he's not going to be able to recover. Oh, he almost gets that squeeze there, but I do block him off. Go ahead and send a ship on up here. We have double his points again, so I'm going to go ahead and do about a 50% attack. And I'm ready to do another one. He all-ins on us, which means that we will eliminate him no problem, and he leaves the game before we can give a handshake. Boy, we haven't been able to give one handshake to somebody this game, this video. But I would say that he was on a pretty good run there. It's just that he expanded too quickly, and that was our victory. And that brings us now up to 146.2. We are slowly but surely trucking along in this episode. Let's go ahead and play another one, because I'm only about 13 minutes into recording, and usually 3 or 4 rounds takes me about 20 minutes. So we're going to be able to get a few rounds into this one. By the way, if you're still watching, make sure that you don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of the near daily content I have coming out. I try my best to have 5 to 7 videos out every single week. And we're going up against Tommy again. We went up against him earlier. He was the guy who was jumping back and forth on this river over here, I believe. And so what I think I'm going to do is... I could go here. I don't have enough time, so I'm going to go here. Oh, and he pushes away. I could have used that to my advantage if it happened a little bit sooner, but that's okay. We still have lots of open space to go in, and he's going to do the same thing. I wonder if he's doing like a challenge or something, because that's not going to work at all. I have lots of space to grow into over here, so we're going to be doing pretty alright, I think. Really interesting strategy on Tommy's end there. Definitely going to be squeezing out here. Go ahead and reinforce that attack. And then we're going to drop down to about 10%. And I would like to attack him right now because he is significantly weaker than I am, but I've seen these games turn around a lot this early on in the game, so I'm going to play it safe and just start eating on the bots. Not the best time on bot 477, but it was alright. And we're going to work on closing Tommy off again. I'm going to go ahead and put a good chunk of attack into him since he is so weak. And I'm going to do another one, and hopefully I'll be able to give him a handshake this time before he leaves. And I gave him a handshake. He didn't leave. Hopefully he saw it. And boy, that brings us up to 147.3. I'm not really sure what Tommy's point of jumping from river to river is there. I've never seen anybody else do that. I bet they're probably just testing something out. As I commonly say, don't be afraid to lose a couple games to try a new strategy out. So maybe that's just what Tommy's doing there. And I'm going to go ahead and do at least one more round here. Be a little bit of a short episode for how fast we're going through it, but we've been going fast enough that I will definitely do at least one more here. One last little tidbit to throw out: if you want to be a part of a quickly growing, awesome Discord community, there is a link in the description below. We already have so many wonderful members, and we would love it if you would come join us. Maybe join us for a live stream or just talk to people about the various games that we play in this channel. And okay, so we're going up against a country who has 21.2 points. So most likely they're not going to be that much of a challenge, but you know, I have been defeated by people with very low points before, so I'm liking this location where I'm looking at right now. Down a little bit more. Gives us some good expansion. We're pretty centered in the map. I did not see where they spawned in, and I don't want to jump over to them right away, as your initial expansion is very, very crucial. You want to make sure you get it as efficiently as you possibly can. And even if I jump away from my screen for a second to try to find him, then I could end up missing my beat and damaging myself in the long run. Now they are expanding faster than I am, which is always a good sign. They're going to expend their points too quickly, which will allow me to build up my points. And we're about to run out of points. I don't even need to reinforce the attack at all. Go ahead and drop down to 10%, and then we're just waiting for about 55 seconds. We can go ahead and jump over to where he is, all the way down there. My goodness, we have so much to work with. We're going to go ahead and kind of expand our way down to the southwest in their general direction, but also kind of go on the thicker side, not shoot straight at them. I might be a little bit more aggressive with bots than I should be right now, but I'm feeling okay about my positioning. I have a lot more points than our opponent does. I should be able to catch up and land in no problem, especially since they have a bit of a bottleneck over here, and after that it's all going to be about using ships to get across the water. which is not going to work out too well for him. See, he has significantly more land than we do, but we have easily 3 times as many points as he does, so I am not worried. We're going to be able to take over a buttload of bots. And he's not going to have much left to work with. We have now moved off into first place. I have easily twice as many points as he does, so I'm going in for a 50% attack. And then we're going to go ahead and just seal him off. He's not really going to have any option to do anything. And I guess we'll just work on bots now because he is not that far away in points. Send a ship on up over here. Go for Denmark, even though they're a bit larger. We have a good surface area on them, so we're able to do some damage pretty quickly. Good surface area on 637. Push back up into this way more. He's doing pretty darn good on points, honestly, for not doing so well. I'm going to go ahead and continue to work on bots since he's not too terribly far behind me. He does throw up a white flag signifying that he gives up because he knows that there is no way at this point. Go ahead and give him a handshake and just kind of gather up some of these last big bots before we start moving in on him. He is trying to push pretty darn hard, but he just does not have what it takes to be able to overcome at this point. And we're definitely at a secure winning point here, so I'm going to go ahead and do a 50% attack into him, drop back down to about 10%, send a ship over here, send a ship over here, and send a ship over here. And then I'm going to move back up to about 50% mark. I'm also going to watch my tick bar up here and expand at the last moment into him so I can take up land from him and then get the income bonus instead of him getting it. Attack him, get the income bonus. And that was a great game there. He started off in a weird position. He did have a low number of points, so he may not know the particular strategies to use. But I would say that for where he grew off of, he did pretty darn good. And he very well may have been a bigger challenge for me if he actually chose a better location. So I would say that even though this guy has lost this one, that he's definitely well on his way to doing some good victories in the future. So I doubt this guy will ever see my video, but if you do, keep up the work, man. You definitely are on the right path. I would just try to aim for more of a center location on the map. And other than that, I mean, I think you did really good. But we're now officially 21 minutes into recording. We got like 5, 6, maybe 7. I didn't exactly count how many rounds that was, but we got a good number of rounds in there, and we won every single time, pushing us up from around 140 to now at 147.8 points. Pretty darn close to 150 points. Since I started this challenge, I believe that the highest ranked players were around 180 points or so, and over time that threshold has been pushed up and up and up, and now it looks like it's about double that, with Arthur Oko holding 362.6 points. But either way, that's going to do it for the rest of this episode here. Make sure that if you enjoyed this content that you hit that like button. It really helps out our channel. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of the near daily content I have coming out. And be sure to join our amazing Discord community, link in the description below. But that's going to do it for this video today. So until the next one, I hope that you just have a great day, night, whatever time it is for you, and toodaloo.